I don't understand till this day like why he gets the hate he does that he gets. Like he has the legs, he has the arm, he has better accuracy than Daniels in my opinion, has better anticipation in my opinion. It's a smarter quarterback in my opinion. He's just on the Broncos and he's not a top two pick like Jaden Daniels. Welcome back to another episode of the Broncos Avenue podcast. I'm your host, Amir Farrell, with my co-host, Evan Petruk. Whoa, we have a guest on today's show. Where did you come from? We have a special guest on today's show, Brandon Jones, a good friend of me and Evan. He's been a big supporter of the pod. I'm always leaving feedback, always shouting out the pod. Really do appreciate you. It was only right to make you the first guest of the Broncos Avenue revival of the show, I guess you can say. It's actually been a while since we've had a guest on the show. So it's good to have you on the show, man. You want to tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and how we know you?
Yeah, I mean, my name is Brandon Jones, of course, been a longtime Denver Broncos fan. I met Evan and Amir through I used to just tune into Amir's Instagram streams, and me and Evan would just sit there and troll him the entire time. And I just slowly got my way into being a moderator and just continued to support the show because there's nothing more that I love than watching Broncos news and Broncos football. And why not shout out the best page on IG for it?
Hell yeah, brother.
Appreciate you, dude. And real quickly before I forget, I always forget to do this at the end of shows, and Evan just reminded me before the show that I haven't even given him a shout out of any of his socials. Where can we find the both of you on social media? Starting with Evan.
You can find me at Raiders Avenue on IG. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Do
Do not look up that name. I
My
really
IG
hope
handle, I think it's just Evan.Petruk, just my first name and then period, my last name. And then that's pretty much the only social media I use. I have a Twitter, but I just look at news on it. I don't post anything. So
Yeah. And you guys can find me at JonesyB _18, JONESYB _18, because a lot of people don't know how to spell Jonesy.
yeah.
Fire. All right. And you guys will hear us refer to him as Jonesy a lot, just because that's what we call him on the show. But all right. So the main topic of today's show: Denver Broncos defensive veteran recently made an appearance on a podcast where he gave his honest thoughts on teammates Bo Nix, Quinn Meinerz, and Courtland Sutton, as well as head coach Sean Payton. We'll talk about that, and then obviously Jonesy's thoughts on the Broncos 2024 season and the 2025 offseason. But first, his Zach Allen, defensive lineman, spoke on wide receiver Courtland Sutton and his presence in the locker room, and also being his neighbor. Actually, that was a little fun fact tidbit that I didn't know. He quote said, "He's honestly one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life." And also went on to say he's just the sweetest guy. He talked a lot about him and his wife, like constantly like inviting them over, doing awesome things for the community, and just constantly being great people. He also said that like over the last few years, him being a team captain, he's always gotten the most votes. That was really cool to see. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was surprised, but it's really cool to see him speak that highly of Courtland Sutton in this offense, just because I know I was a little bit a part of it, saying that we should trade Courtland Sutton. I'm not going to sit here and say that I never was, and I'll stand on what I said. There was many games last year he could have played better, but ultimately with his contract extension coming up, I think we definitely have to get used to the fact of him being our franchise wide receiver one for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that you can almost see in the way that he plays and the way he carries himself. You can see him talking to the other players. Every interview I've seen, like the Kay Adams interviews, or any one of these interviews that he does a lot of them. He does a lot of promotional stuff with. I've seen a lot of stuff with Bo Nix and stuff like that, and you can just tell he's a very charismatic guy. And being someone that is like, I was never like an organizer for like a team, but like even just like organizing shit for my friends and stuff like that. It's hard, man. I can't imagine doing it for a whole roster. And Zach Allen was mentioning how he handles all like having little get-togethers with the team and stuff like that. It's a lot of work. I mean, they're all grown adults and they're all professionals, but I mean, you know what I mean. It's still a lot of work hosting a lot of people at your house. So it just shows that he really cares for his team, and there's a reason why he does get to wear the captaincy.
I mean, yeah, I think Courtland Sutton really kind of lives, breathes, and eats Broncos culture. I think he has been the ultimate team guy. I mean, he's been here since, our glorious King Demarius Thomas, rest in peace to him. He's just been through the hard times, and now that we're finally getting to do right by him by bringing him a winning culture, he I think that Courtland Sutton has just been, I was one of those guys too, Amir. I wanted him to be traded too. I'm not gonna lie, I'll stand on it. I wanted Jerry Jeudy. That was my glorious Pookie. But Courtland Sutton, I love
Jesus.
Court. I love Court, everything that he did. The Saints game, him dropping that shitter still holds vengeance in my heart for him. But other than that, I love Court, and I think everything Zach Allen said was spot on.
Yeah, my new glorious king is RJ Harvey. I will continue to up the glaze on him every show. But
Pat Bryant.
Yeah, it's Pat Bryant. But I will say, before and you guys start grouping me in with these guys, I have never once wanted Courtland Sutton traded. I said he's not a wide receiver one, but I've never once wanted him traded. So I just want to put that on the record. I don't agree with these guys on that. So
no, yeah, he's I will definitely say, like, for him to be on this team in the remaining future, whatever he has left, whether it's the next 2 years, the next 3 years, he'll serve as a solid option. I do think there's going to be room, though, for the other receivers on this roster to take that spot very soon, though. I'm not going to sit here and say that Courtland Sutton, I think he's going to be that dominant 1,200, 1,300-yard receiver that we're all hoping him to be. I don't think he's going to be, and quite frankly, I don't even know if he's going to hit. I mean, is it crazy to think I don't think he'll hit 1,000 yards again? I mean, it's up in the air for sure, but, like, dude, there's a lot. There's bodies in there. Like, Marvin Mims got to explode. Troy Franklin probably won't be anything till year 3. Devon Bailey, I'm super high on Devon Bailey, dude. I really like Devon Bailey. Like, him being in the slot, that's going to take away some from Courtland Sutton. But also there's the factor that comes in that these guys are going to help out Courtland Sutton create more one-on-one matchups. You can honestly make the argument that he could even hit 1,000 yards again. In no way am I trying to doubt him statistically. I'm just putting it out there. It's a possibility.
I got a lock of the season right here. I think the biggest guaranteed 1,000-yard receiver on our team is Evan Engram or Pat Bryant, either of the two. But I think Evan Ingram's going to have the most, like, not the most receiving yards, but I think he's gonna break 1,000 yards.
Wait, did you say 1,300 before that?
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't say. I said break 1,000 yards.
wrong.
I said like guaranteed lock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
where I
we'll
got
have to
the
cut
T,
part out.
T from.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck cutting shit out.
Okay. I did not say 13. I don't think Evan Ingram's getting 1,300 yards, but I think he could break 1,000, especially considering, like, if you look at Jimmy Graham averaged 1,000 yards under Sean Payton. So, I mean.
Dude, yeah, that's not a bad take. What do you think, Jonesy?
See, I want to be different, and I want to pick a different guy, but I'm not going to. I don't want to be that guy. No, I fully agree with that. I can get behind the Evan Ingram train. I think that Sutton is going to be the big red zone target that he has been in Broncos country for years and years and years. Courtland Sutton to me has never been a top, I think you guys have said this multiple times. He's not a top end wide receiver one. He is a big go up and get it guy, a special catch guy, get a one-on-one coverage. And you kind of touched on it. A lot of the guys we have, like Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, Devon Bailey, Evan Ingram, Pat Bryant, the list goes on. They'll create those one-on-one matchups for him. I think that is going to be key for him. So I don't think he hits 1,000. I think he'll hit his comfortable 800, maybe 10 touchdowns type of season. But I got Evan Ingram being our leading receiver.
I like it. If I would have to predict now, since we're just jumping into predictions, leading receiver, I think it'll be Sutton again, but I really wouldn't sleep on Mims. I like Mims to potentially hold that title. Although
I think it's going to be really spread out.
That's who I wanted to pick to be different was Mims, but I wanted to be realistic.
Yeah, I really do think it could be Mims. But I do agree. I think it's going to be split out a lot. Like, Bo Nix is like a point guard at quarterback. Like, he's never going to like force feed the ball to anybody unless the rest of the team is just not getting separation, which we did see last year. So let's not get a repeat of that again, please, for the love of God. Not another repeat of I don't know how many games. The Jets game absolutely made me want to. I'm not going to say that or else we'll get banned, but
the Seahawks game was bad.
Yeah, countless other games as well.
Yeah, and the the Steelers game, but I don't even.
And this game and that game and this game.
I don't even want to think about that Steelers game, bro. That was
The
like
first 5 games of the year, except the Bucks game.
bro.
Yeah.
I never got baited so hard than after that flea flicker, bro. That shit. Oh man, I don't even. That's like LeBron legacy affecting, bro.
Broncos legend Josh Reynolds.
Oh
I was
man.
about to mention that. Oh man. Speaking of Bo Nix, Zach Allen was talking about how he's adjusted to the NFL scene in his rookie year. He said from day one he's been calling out vets, which, speaking of Josh Reynolds, I guarantee he was one of those guys in camp. Which I'm not trying to make this seem like a Josh Reynolds hate pod, but like, bro, he was ass. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Shout out Josh Reynolds, though, man.
Dude, he got like shot in the back of his head. Like, he's a fucking warrior for that. But
Bro
like,
just came to Denver, got shot, and then left.
Akeem Talib.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Bo Nix calling out guys at camp was pretty cool to hear from Zach Allen, just showing that he's like a vet like that soon into his NFL career was awesome. Just further proves our point that Bo Nix will be dethroning Tom Brady for the GOAT position pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Not much to say.
He's easily the GOAT. So I mean, but all jokes aside, I think that the fact that he calls out vets and stuff, I'm assuming this is exactly how he's been his whole career. I'm pretty sure he started varsity as a freshman in high school. So his dad's a coach. He's just got that competitive nature in him. He played 5 years of college. He's a leader, and he's not afraid. At the end of the day, I can't remember who exactly said this, but they're not. It doesn't matter where you're drafted or who you are, or how old you are. It's who's performing the best, and they're going to, get the rights to play and get the rights to talk that shit. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're first overall pick or undrafted free agent. Whoever's playing better gets the right to talk shit. So I think that obviously Bo Nix, great starting quarterback, great leader. And I think that it just proves his leadership is legitimate when he's, coming into rookie camp and OTAs, and he's just shit talking all the guys that have been there for 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Nix, this is a guy, and I've been following him actually since high school. I remember watching him in the Elite 11, when I was growing up playing quarterback in high school. That's all I ever watched was the Elite 11 and watched those guys compete. And him being in that same class as Jaden Daniels and Spencer Rattler. I remember it was him and Spencer Rattler, the top 2 in the country. He started at Auburn as a true freshman, so he's kind of used to being that young guy, amongst the I'll use the comparison minnow and a bunch of sharks. He's used to that. So him coming into Denver and us hearing all those things about, he's, being that leader, being that guy, this comes natural to him. And I think that's why he was a perfect culture fit, let alone an offensive fit for us. I thought that he was the most ready when it came to fitting Sean Payton's culture, because this is what he's done his entire career.
Absolutely, and it's just funny to look back at because everyone judged him for, being he's pushing 30. The Broncos just signed a dude or drafted a dude who's pushing 30. Like, that's the number one thing that actually helped our quarterback position actually be competent last year is the fact that he has experience and he knows what the hell he's doing with the football in his arms, in his hands. Like, we were missing out.
Older than Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
the same age.
Yeah, like, good Lord, man, I don't get it. We were talking about this, 2-3 episodes again, before, I don't understand till this day, why he gets the hate that he gets. Like, he has the legs, he has the arm, he has better accuracy than Daniels, in my opinion, has better anticipation, in my opinion. It's a smarter quarterback, in my opinion. He's just on the Broncos, and he's not a top 2 pick like Jaden Daniels.
Because he's not flashy. Everybody likes flashy and shiny things in this day and age. Jaden Daniels is the shiny, fast, athletic freak, and Bo Nix is the typical, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can do those things, though. It's annoying.
I remember seeing, I think it was week 3 in prime time. It was like the Jaden Daniels legacy game where they played the Bengals. And he had that one back shoulder fade to Terry McLaurin that was 30-something yards, and everyone was oozing over it. And then you see this fucking Bo Nix throw that he makes to Marvin Mims. It's 67 air yards, and no one talks about it. It's just I don't I see. You know what? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I thought Jaden Daniels was going to be a bust. I fucking hated the Jaden Daniels pick. I thought Drake May was twice the quarterback that he was. And so I'm a little bit like salty that I was wrong on that take. Like Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback, but I also have a buddy and like our relationship, because he's getting into football. And so like, he's like a Commanders fan now because of Jaden Daniels. And like our relationship has always been like just arguing with each other the whole time. I don't know if you guys have any friends like that, where you just like, obviously we're like, he's like one of my best friends, but we just argue all the time about shit. So it kind of pisses me off that he likes Jaden Daniels, and it kind of makes me a little bit more of a hater, but I respect what he did and everything. But I just think Bo Nix doesn't get enough credit, man. He deserves all the credit in the world, and he doesn't get any recognition or credit.
Yeah, I live in a city full of Caleb Williams dick riders, so it's very fun. Most of the time. But Zach Allen also spoke about Quinn Meinerz, which, by the way, I didn't even mention this. This is all on the Greenlight Pod with Chris Long. Credit to the GOAT. Great podcast over there. Make sure you guys check out his stuff. He also spoke about Quinn Meinerz, said he's the best guard in football. He said, quote, "It's not even close. He's a freak of nature." Like, that was really cool to see, just because I feel like Quinn Meinerz doesn't get a lot of credit, and he vividly called him like the best, like, offensive lineman in football, which that's really big to say just because there are a lot of talented O-linemen in our league. But like right now, honestly, if we're looking at like a face of the league, like offensive lineman, I don't think there's one that's like more upcoming and better than Quinn Meinerz, maybe besides
maybe.
Yeah, him and the tackle from the tackle that's in the Los Angeles Chargers. Why am I forgetting his name? Joe Alt? Yeah, he's
Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, Joe Alt.
Both of them are pretty good.
Yeah, Joe Alt's going to be a Hall of Famer. I said that before the draft, and I got laughed at. But Quinn Meinerz, honestly, you could make the argument he might be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it couldn't have happened to. I know, I'm not going to mention what's happened in the past with Quinn Meinerz with Broncos Avenue, but I think Quinn Meinerz, he's sorry,
I show speed. Try not to laugh. If you know, you know.
The Quinn Meinerz story is just amazing. Like D3 to being an all-pro guard and like considered the best interior offensive lineman in football. It's just such a cool story, man. Like Wisconsin of Whitewater or some random D3 college.
That's exactly what it was.
And yeah, no, just a senior day standout. And I couldn't be more happy that we picked him, man. He's that rock on the interior. And obviously Ben Powers is good. But I just think, Quinn Meinerz is the face of that offensive line. I mean, you could say Garrett Bowles, but I think Quinn Meinerz, like, he's got the dreads, the belly hanging out. Like, it's just like, and he seems like a great dude. And I think that he deserves all the credit. And I think that he was AP first team all pro this year, correct?
I believe it was first team. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's like the highest honor you can get as an offensive lineman. So.
I mean, yeah, I loved Quinn Meinerz coming out of the Senior Bowl. I believe is where was it the Senior Bowl?
Yeah.
Or was it the other?
It might have been the Reese's.
Yeah. That's where he got his recognition.
Yeah.
The Reese's Senior Bowl. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't the East West Shrine. It was the Senior Bowl. Yeah, you're right.
That's the other one that I was thinking of. Okay, yeah, I remember watching him and was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Everybody was. I remember he went popular because of his stomach hanging out or something like that, and
shoving trees.
Him being him being a D3 dog. He just, he is what you want in an offensive lineman. He's brutal. He's nasty. He's not afraid to, put his hands in someone's chest. But his versatility, I really liked when he was coming out of college. Him to be able to play center, him to play guard. He had that versatility. I thought he was going to be our center when we drafted him because I hated Lloyd Cushenberry with a fiery passion. Could not stand him. Shout out to him though. But yeah, Quinn Meinerz is what you want in your offensive guard. If it's one guy you can pick to block the interior, to block guys like, I don't know, Jalen Carter, guys we're going to face this year, I want Quinn Meinerz to do it.
Yeah, give me Quinn Meinerz or give me death.
Give me Clay Webb at center too.
All right.
Oh God.
Just keep you know where this ends.
Don't let him near the water boy though.
Jonesy, what are your thoughts on Denver's moves thus far this offseason, from signing Evan Ingram to, well, you already mentioned that, but signing Drake Greenlaw, Hufanga, to drafting Jahdae Barron, and then to drafting RJ Harvey?
I really, really, really loved the Talanoa Hufanga pick. I felt like Dre Greenlaw, obviously everyone, I don't know how you guys felt about him. He was my inside linebacker one in free agency. I know some guys had, what's the Jets guy's name? Sherwood.
Yeah, Jamie
A
Sherwood.
lot of guys had him. And Nick Bolton, I can't believe I forgot him. He was the other one that I guess you consider as LB1 in the free agency pool. But, to me, he was my consensus LB1. But Talanoa Hufanga was a guy that I never heard his name. Like, people never talked about him. I love Talanoa Hufanga. I wanted Cam Bynum, but then I forgot that, he was on the block. I think that he is the perfect safety to pair up with Brandon Jones. I think they complement each other so well. I hate the hate that Talanoa has gotten for his 40 speed. I cannot stand that. I hate the 40 speed argument in general, but that's a whole other discussion. So I really like Talanoa Hufanga with that one. He was probably my favorite free agency signing. I just really like the guy. Dre Greenlaw, there's not too much to say about that. We needed another linebacker. Cody Barton and those guys did their thing in Alex Singleton's absence. And you don't know the uncertain future of Drew Sanders. We don't even know what position he's going to play anymore. I think he switched to inside to edge 4 different times already. So Dre Greenlaw, that was an amazing pickup. We touched on Evan Ingram a little earlier. The safety blanket I think Bo Nix needed. A guy that can get all the other guys open. That is Evan Ingram. He's going to be amazing in the middle of the field. I could see him lining up in the slot a lot more than traditional tight end, which is why I was so pushing for a tight end in the draft, just because I know the type of player Evan Ingram is. I remember watching him in New York. He was so good. He got hated on so much. Drafting Jahdae Barron, I was very surprised. You guys didn't get to see my live reaction. I was at the bar with a few buddies watching that pick. And when Ibuka got drafted, sorry to bring up the PTSD because I was just as pissed off as you guys. I remember watching him go and I was so angry, but then I was like, wait a minute, Will Johnson's on the board. I'm a Michigan fan. So I've watched Will Johnson for 3 straight years. The guy was a dog, best corner in football. I in my opinion, I thought he was the best college corner, depending on what you wanted. If you wanted versatility, Jahdae was your guy. But if you wanted a perfect outside solidified guy, you wanted Will Johnson. When we picked Jahdae Barron, I'm not going to lie, I was upset. But I didn't watch a lot of Jahdae Barron. So I sat down the next day and watched a lot of them. I really like his Swiss Army personality. I don't know how you guys feel about this comparison. I love the Tyrann Mathieu type of comparison. Swiss Army knife guy that can play corner. He can play safety. He can play in the nickel. This is a guy who can do it all. And I could see Vance Joseph and them having a field day with this guy, just putting him in different spots. All Jaquan McMillan haters love this pick. I don't hate Jaquan McMillan. I just want to put this out there now. I love Jaquan McMillan, but I love Jahdae Barron even more. I think he's going to settle in perfectly with Riley Moss and, those guys out there in the secondary. RJ Harvey was the pick that I scratched my head at a lot. Me and Evan had the same reaction when we passed on our glorious king, Caleb Johnson. Sorry.
It's growing on me more. But I
don't know. I love his tape, and this is going to be a very hot take, and I'm sure you guys are going to get a lot of hate in y'all comments. I can't wait to read them. That I think
We've been
RJ
getting a
Harvey.
lot of that lately.
If you give RJ Harvey the carries you gave, because what was it, like 150 carry difference between the two in college?
Like 140, I think we said, or something like that.
Yeah, it was like I think RJ had like 2 something, and then
Genty had like 394,
330 or something.
Yeah, it was like 140 or something. We talked about it last pod.
And he had like 1,000 yards less than him. He had like 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns or something. I would argue that if you gave RJ Harvey that workload, he would have matched those stats. And I think he's a better pass catcher.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I think that the RJ Harvey pick's grown on me more and more, but my biggest fear is just watching Caleb Johnson rush for 1,600 yards as a rookie and win offensive rookie of the year, bro.
They just named Jalen Warren as RB1. They just released that today.
Yeah, they say that shit, but
Mike Tomlin's a bozo anyway. So.
Yeah, Jalen Warren looks like fucking, I don't know, a little person. I'm not gonna say the N word, but
500
gang.
He doesn't have the quads of RJ Harvey. Let's just say
Holy shit! Did
we
you guys see that photo?
his quads
oh
are
my god,
some Saquon type. I'll throw it up on the screen for the audience, but oh my god, they'll look like some Saquon quads.
Bro,
right
that's
there.
like offensive lineman quads, bro. Holy shit! I thought it was AI, bro. That shit was insane.
Yeah, I love the pick more and more.
What's his weight right now? Like, is he like bulking, bro?
I don't know what his
weight. 210. I think he's 210.
Fuck. So like he's probably gonna lose like 5 pounds before the season, but like still, dude, that is insane. Yeah, no.
I remember you saying
big,
brick
girthy,
shithouse.
veiny quads.
I might have to actually edit that one out.
Yeah, please do.
For all you RJ Harvey haters, you guys can all bite me because him and Genty are the same size, so I don't want to hear that size comparison anymore either. So you can all bite me with that one too.
Yeah,
I said the same stuff on the show, and I found that out like live while we were recording. I remember like doing a stat comparison. I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like, and the fact that their competition isn't even that like different either. Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. RJ Harvey,
the Big 12's better.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, he had harder competition. So,
like, who even is in the Mountain West? I don't even watch college football, bro.
But nobody's apparently they can't tackle him.
Teams like Nevada and Hawaii, or something like that. Like,
come on, man.
So,
come on, man.
There are two more picks that I really liked. Obviously, Pat Bryant. His name speaks 1,000 words. I don't need to say much about him. Solid guy. The 40 speed. Please miss me with that shit. I can't stand it. I don't care that he ran a 4.6. I would argue Courtland Sutton runs a 4.6 right now.
Yeah.
And his hands are questionable. Please put up the clip of him dropping that pass in the Bills playoff game. Just to name a few. Pat Bryant is going to be I could really realistically see him taking over a wide receiver 1 spot by the time middle of the season comes.
Whoa.
I think he's going to be that impactful. I
really do.
The
choir, brother.
I really can. I like him. But another pick that a lot of guys don't talk about is the Q Robinson pick. I really like Q Robinson. I really do.
Sam Monson loves that pick.
Yeah. He's an unknown, bro. Like, no one knows. Like, he has such a limited snap count. He's a traits freak. Like,
his burst though is crazy. Man. I loved watching him. The limited tape that he does have, I know he's a special teams guy at Bama. That's fine. But his burst is crazy, and I could really see him being developed under our coaching staff. I think if it's one coaching staff to get his raw talent, it's going to be ours.
His arms are so long too, bro.
Yeah, he'll very well like become a starter at some point. It's just like we have Benito and Coop right now. Do they wait till like maybe Coop's contract will be done after the next 2-3 seasons? After his contract's done, maybe Robinson can step into that starting lineup. I just hope we don't like end up losing him like we did Shaq Barrett. That would suck a lot.
Yeah, I don't see that under our good management. So.
Yeah, this management's way different. I will say that.
You got that Walmart money.
Exactly. Yeah, swimming in cash now. All right, well, that's going to be all for today's show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys check out my co-host Evan's socials, and then obviously our great guest today, Brandon Jonesy's socials. You can refer to them at the beginning of the pod. But with that being said, I'm your host, Amir Farrell, with my co-host Evan Petruk, and today's guest, Jonesy. See you guys in the next one. Peace.